Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 12, week 12 of Holistic Movement with Rob. I don't know why I'm saying it that way. It's quite ridiculous. And maybe you notice my voice is sounding very sultry, like I've smoked a pack of cigarettes. I don't smoke, but I did do some drinking on Friday night and saw the band Parcels. Oh, it was a religious experience, that band. 5 falsettos all at once. Harmonies, man. Anyway, I thought we'd start with the neck because the last 3 weeks we've been going into the scalenes and how to stretch the scalenes. But I thought we'd go more anteriorly into the neck, like that adverb, because these muscles are super important to help keep the head from falling forward. So there are two muscles in particular, the longus colli and capitis. I'll put them up here somewhere. Okay. And these are deep muscles in the cervical spine, and they're not the only reason, of course, but it's one of the major reasons behind this position. And hopefully you can see it from this angle. My head dropping forward, neck coming into flexion, and head coming into flexion and extension at the same time. And so we need to strengthen this muscle. Now, if you have a military neck, meaning that your head is the back of your neck is completely straight, I would recommend not doing this position. Instead, you can do, I call it the chicken head, and you can just stretch the head, bring the head forward, and then bring it back. Bring the head forward, and then bring it back. And that's going to help provide a little bit of curvature in your cervical spine, which is needed. We need curves in our spine. They absorb forces better. We don't want this straightness because the spine can become more brittle. Curvatures absorb forces better. And so we need a little bit of curvature in our neck, like this, and then we need in our rib cage, in our thoracic spine, this, and then our lower back, a little bit of this. Too much, of course, can cause problems. Okay? So we want to find that middle ground, and that's what we're trying to do, the middle path, from a Lao Tzu point of view. Okay? Taoist point of view. Excuse my voice. So how do we strengthen these muscles? Well, we're going to tuck the chin under. We're going to do it sitting, and then we're going to do it lying down as well. And what we're going to do is tuck the chin under and try to push the chin into the back of the neck. I'm going to relax my forehead. I don't know if you noticed that. When I did that, I tensed my forehead. So why don't you try it? Just tuck the chin under and push the chin into the back of the neck, and notice if you're tensing any other parts of your head or your neck or maybe your gut. And don't forget the circumferential breathing. I'm gonna try to remind you of this throughout this class. So I'm gonna place my palms on my forehead as I tuck my chin under. I'm gonna relax my shoulders, and I'm gonna keep talking so I cannot relax my jaw. You, on the other hand, can relax your jaw and your tongue. So I'm gonna tuck that chin under, push the chin in the back of my head. Then I'm gonna exert pressure with my forehead into my palms. So I'm providing an isometric pressure. And this is isometric strengthening, folks. As I push the palms into my forehead, I'm pushing my forehead into my palms, and hopefully you're feeling it deep in the front portion of your neck. If you're not, maybe you need to tuck the chin under a little bit more and find it. And then when you do, aha moment. And maybe your tongue is tensing because there are muscles attached from your tongue down into your hyoid bone. We want to try to relax those. Stay here. Now the breathing. And then relaxing the shoulders. Okay, let's relax. We got one more time, so don't worry. If you weren't able to get it, we'll go one more time. And then relax the neck. What do you notice? For me, I feel a deep sensation in the front part of my neck. These muscles just firing, turning on, saying, I'm awake, thank you. The brain is registering it. Okay, now we're going to go again. So we're going to tuck the chin under, place the palms on the forehead, push the chin in the back of the head, And then we're going to push the forehead into the palms as I exert pressure with my palms into my forehead. Relaxing the tongue, relaxing the jaw. Engaging in that circumferential breathing, relaxing the shoulders. My left side is a little bit stronger than my right, so I'm trying to put my attention into both sides. Okay, relax there. Take a couple breaths. Now we're going to lie on our backs, and we're going to do it lying down. So now you probably can't see my face and my neck, so that's okay. Listen, and while you're lying on your back, listen to the audio cues. And I'm going to make sure my body's straight. I'm going to lie down. Let's relax just a little bit. Notice how the head feels and the neck when you're lying down. Okay? And we're going to do this with our knees bent because that puts your lower back into a little bit better position. And I'm going to notice how if there's a gap, a huge gap, sorry, moving the mic there, between the back of my neck and the floor. There is, because I have a quite predominant head forward position, so there's a lot of curvature in my neck. So I'm going to tuck my chin under, and I'm going to try to push the back of my neck into the floor. You try to do the same. Remember, for those of you with a military neck, you don't want to engage in this. It's not going to kill you, but if you're not sure if you have a military neck, send me pictures and I'll help you identify whether you are or not. Anyway, let's tuck that chin under. And we're trying to push the back of the neck into the floor. Now, let's also engage the abdominal region, meaning circumferentially. How can you engage that part of the core? This is part of the core, folks, your neck, these muscles. The deep front line, as it's called in anatomy trains language. I'll put a picture up there for you to see, even though you're engaging in this right now. Still pushing that back of the neck into the floor. I'm trying to relax my forehead, my eyes, my jaw. Keep pushing. Okay, relax there. Let's straighten the legs out. Let's hang out here. Let your neck and your head just fall into the floor. See if you can relax the neck completely. It's fairly easy. When you tense something really tightly and then let go, you can notice the disparity pretty easily. And then I want you to notice if when we were sitting as opposed to lying down, which one was easier for you? Maybe both were really challenging. Maybe you weren't able to get it the first time. That's okay. That's why watching this class numerous times before next week will help. Patterns become patterns through repetition. It's fairly simple. It's just rather difficult to repeat because we have so many freaking things going on in our lives. Okay, we're going to bend our knees. Our right knee, we're going to roll over to our left-hand side, come up, and we're going to get back onto the floor in a second. I just want to come up and talk you through what we're going to do. So the past couple of weeks, we've been doing the why did I say three-legged? Two-legged bridge. Remember where we lift one foot up and then stabilize with the one leg and then switch and then stabilize with the other, right? Now we're going to add a little bit of a transverse movement. And I'm going to do this from a few angles so you can see, okay? But why don't we review first the one-legged one, just with the feet in a neutral position, just to get you warmed up. And then we'll get into this complicated one. I'm going to show you from this angle. So hopefully that camera can pick it up. And my feet are hip width apart. I'm going to lie down. I'm going to find a good position for my sacrum, meaning my feet not too near me, not too far away. And then I'm going to tuck my chin under. And if you want to try to engage that longus colli and capitis, please do. We're going to come up into the bridge. I'm going to make sure that my rib cage and my pelvis are connected. And then I'm going to exert pressure with my right foot down. And then I'm going to lift my left foot up, trying to keep that pelvis level. And then drop it. Stabilize with my left foot. Keep the pelvis level. Bring up that right foot. Bring it down. We're just walking. Yes, indeed, I'm talking. Then you won't come back to me. You won't. Sing it, Chubby. And then the other one. If you know what song I'm singing, write it in the comments. And I'll give you a smiley face. Yeah, smiley face. You like how I said smiley face? We're just walking back and forth, keeping that pelvis level. Using the butt cheeks to stabilize, especially the glutes after they pass over the butt and interdigitate with the hammies. One more on each side, trying to keep that pelvis level. Okay, come on down. Let's rest. Straighten the legs out. Rest here. Notice what muscles are activated when you lie down and rest. Feel how your body changes, transforms, telling your brain that I'm becoming stronger. I'm feeling. I'm getting back into my body. Okay, now the next one. I'm going to show you from this angle and then I'll turn this way. Now we're going to come up, and before you come up, just watch me before you do this, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stabilize with my right foot, like what we were just doing. I'm going to bring this left foot up, and then you're going to tuck, you're going to bring this left leg underneath as I rotate the pelvis to my left, okay? This left foot does not touch the floor. And then you're going to come back, place it, and then stabilize the pelvis again. Drop the right foot underneath and rotate the pelvis to the right. Belly button goes to the right. Come back. Okay? I call this the Lord of the Dance, the Irish Lord of the Dance. Okay? So we add the transverse rotationary movement to the one-legged bridge. Yeah, I love this one. Just drop it underneath. Okay, keep going. I'm going to turn this way so you can see from this angle. And then I'll show you from another angle. Okay, so I drop the left foot underneath. My fingers are here just to be aware of my pelvis moving in space. Okay, you can drop the arms. And then drop that left foot underneath. Place it back, stabilize again. Let the pelvis rotate, but you got to really use this butt cheek. And from this angle, you'll see me pointing to my left butt cheek. Okay, keep going, keep switching. I'm going to show you from this angle. So you can see my pelvis rotate. So I come up, stabilize with the right. See my pelvis rotating that way. And then, boom, my pelvis rotating to the right. Rotating to the left. Rotating to the right. Really getting that transverse movement. Man, I can feel this in my psoas. It's wonderful. And my iliacus. My iliacus. One more on each side. Switch. Switch. Yeah. Come on down. Let's rest. Let me turn this way. And then again, let your body fall into the floor and just rest here. Keep resting. Notice how your pelvis is touching the floor. Maybe it feels different than when you started out. Maybe you don't remember. That's okay. Not trying to change anything. We're just trying to feel, inhabit our body, embody our body. You like that? The mind is a wonderful servant, but a horrible master. Let the body be the master. Okay, when you're ready, bend your right knee, roll over to your left-hand side. Let's come on up. I thought we'd finish with a movement, one of the first movements I learned when I started learning yoga from a book called Anatomy of Hatha Yoga. It was kind of the Bible behind learning the anatomy when you do yoga. And it's called The Six Directions. So we're going to come stand up. Hopefully I'm in frame. And I'm going to separate my feet. I'm going to go wide here. The stance is pretty wide. And I'm going to make sure that my feet are straight. Now, my legs are bird, long ass spider monkey legs. Okay. And you may not be able to go as wide as I do. Maybe this is your stance right here. That's cool. Or maybe you're able to go wider. When you start to feel a slight pull on your inner thighs, connecting up to your pubic bone, that's probably where it's not painful, but you feel a slight pull, a healthy pull, then that's where you want to be. Now, throughout all these six directions, we want to make sure that the feet are straight. The feet, the lower body does not change at all. It's only the upper body that's changing. Okay, so we're going to place the palms on the lower back right here. So my hands are like this. I'm going to tighten my quads and my butt, engage them. I'm going to rotate my upper body to my right about 45 degrees. You may not be able to get as far of a rotation as I do. Find your range right now. Test it out. If you go too far, maybe you feel too much of a pull here. Actually, I kind of want to go this far because I do want to lengthen my pectineus, my left inner thighs. Then my chin's going to stay square with my sternum, and I'm going to come forward into a forward bend in this position, maintaining, keeping my chin in line with my sternum. And this is as far as I want to go. Now, you may feel a little bit of slight lean into your right leg. It's okay. And I feel the pull on my right medial hamstrings and my adductors. Those are the inner thighs. Okay. And I'm just going to lengthen my spine forward as I do this. As I'm pushing my right big toe down and my left big toe, pretty much using every portion of my feet. I'm not just favoring the inner or outer arches of my feet. Okay. Let's stay a little bit longer. Breathe into that. When you inhale, try to lengthen the spine forward, and then exhale, bring it down. So inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, come down. Okay, we're going to come back up. We're going to come back to neutral. Let's rest here for a second. You can drop your arms if you want. I'm going to tighten my quads again. I'm going to rotate to the right 45 degrees. Now I'm going to come back for a back bend. Now, this can be disconcerting, but see if you can first lengthen the spine upwards. It's a little bit difficult to do with the legs that far apart. And then you're going to keep the chin tucked under a little bit, and you're going to drop back for a back bend. This is extremely dangerous because we're putting some torque into the lower back and coming into a back bend. So I want you to be super careful. You don't have to come back that far. I'm not coming back that far. I can feel the strain in my lower back, especially more on the left side. And I'm going to push my chest upward while trying to keep my head from dropping all the way back or bringing it too far forward. I'm trying to find a neutral. Hopefully you can see me from this angle. Okay. And we're going to stay here. Breathe into that. Breathe into it. Tighten the quads. Feel your feet. If you feel like closing your eyes, do it. But if you feel like I'm losing my balance, keep your eyes open. And I'm just going to lengthen my spine upward as I'm coming back in this oblique angle. Stay for one more breath. Okay, now come forward. Rotate back to the center. Drop the arms. Relax here. If any time you need to come back and bring your feet back together, please do. This can put a lot of strain on the inner thighs, so come back and rest in between. We're going to go into the third direction. I'm going to rotate my upper body to my left, about 45 degrees, but if you can go further, I can go further because my right inner thighs are not preventing me from doing this. I'm going to keep my chin in line with my sternum. I'm going to come into this forward bend this way, and I immediately feel the pull on my left medial, those are the inner hamstrings, and my adductors, the inner thigh muscles. And I'm leaning forward this way. I'm going to inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, try to come down a little bit further. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, come down. Okay. I'm going to keep using my feet here, meaning I'm going to try to evenly distribute the weight throughout my feet. And just lengthen. Notice the pull, the differences of pull between your left leg and the right leg. Let's stay for 2 more breaths. Okay, let's inhale. Let's come on back up. If you feel it's too much strain on the lower back, bend your knees to come on back up. And then we're going to drop the arms again. If you want to walk the feet back together, you can. I'm going to hang out here just for a breath or two. Go. So we just had the 4 directions. 1, 2, 3, and now, sorry, we didn't go back. Jeez, we just did 3. Okay, now we're going to come back, rotate to the left here, and then we're going to lengthen up first to decompress the spine, and then we're going to lean backwards into your safe range. Hopefully you're not too focused on my shadow back here. Sorry, I need some lighting expert to help me out with shadows. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, my friend Jamie, Scottish Jamie. If he can help me out. I don't know why I just said Scottish. I said it as an Englishman. Okay, so we're going to lengthen upward, and I feel my right hip joint trying to support me here. I'm just lengthening upward. I'm pushing my chest upward and forward a little bit, and I'm trying to keep my head in a neutral position. Letting those shoulders drop. If you need to come back anytime, this is a rather difficult position. So if you need to come back before I tell you to, please do. 1 more breath. Okay, let's come on back and then come back to neutral. So you notice how I came back? I came back at the same angle, then I rotated back. Okay, just to take the torque out of your lower back first. Drop the arms. If you want to bring the feet back together, you can, but we got 2 more to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish with the one before we finish is a back bend. So I'm going to lengthen upward, and I'm going to try not to let the pelvis come forward. Let me show you from this angle. This is what a lot of people do. They let the pelvis come forward and then just drop the spine back. That puts so much freaking compression in the lower back, folks. Please don't. So instead, I'm going to maintain this angle. I'm going to lengthen upward. I'm going to tighten my inner thighs even more. Then I'm going to come back. Now, if you want to drop the hands and drop them right below your butt or on the butt, and then open that chest up even more, please feel free to. Okay? I'm going to show you again from this angle. So I'm lengthening upward. And remember, I'm not letting that pelvis drop forward because then you will compress the upper glutes and your lower back. And I'm relaxing my face. I'm keeping that chin tucked under. And I'm breathing into that. If you're shaking too much, a little bit of shaking is good. Whole lot of shaking's going on, as Jerry Lee would say. Maybe it's too much, you need to come back. Okay, let's come on back. Let's rest here. Do you feel your lower back turn on there? Good. Okay, I'm just going to breathe into that. Now we're going to come forward. Last one, the 6th one. So I'm making sure my feet are straight. I'm going to lengthen upward from the top of my head. From the top of my head, I'm lengthening forward and then down. I'm keeping my hands on my lower back here, okay? Because I don't want to think, I got to touch the floor, and so I'm thinking, how can I lengthen the spine forward here? I'm going to show you, I'm going to switch angles. You keep forward like that. Hopefully, you can see my back. I'm trying to keep it straight. I'm tucking the chin under just a little bit, and I'm thinking from the top of my skull, there's a string attached, impaling me down to my tailbone, and I'm lengthening that forward. And I'm squeezing my inner thighs, I'm pushing every part of my feet down, and I'm lengthening the spine forward as mainly my medial hamstrings, because those for me are pretty tight. Maybe you feel it more on the lateral hamstrings. There's no right or wrong. how you should feel. Just notice what you feel. It's telling you where there's tightness in the body. And I'm just lengthening forward. Okay, now I'm going to bend my knees. Why don't you bend the knees too? And then we're just going to come on up this way. It's a much safer position to take away pressure off the lower back than keeping the legs straight. And then I'm just going to take a breath there. And then we're going to lie on our backs. We're all done. So I'm going to lie down. And let your body fall. Notice where you feel the sensations and the blood flow, the qi, where it's flowing from a Chinese medicinal point of view. Where's your lymphatic system, your circulatory system, your nervous system? What's flowing here? What are you feeling? What muscles are turning on? If you feel any pain, notice that too. Can you stay with the pain and maybe dissipate it by using your exhale to tell yourself there's nothing to panic about. I'm okay. And keep falling into the floor. If you want to stay there a little bit longer after this video stops, please do. See you next week.